What's up guys, it's Eline and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys live in Europe, you have probably heard of this shop Action. It is a local shop here in Europe. I'm not sure if they're in every country, but most countries. And it's a really cheap store. If you're Canadian, I would compare it to Dollarama. And if you're from the US, I would compare it to like a dollar store or something like that. It's just a really cheap store that has amazing like home decor, stationery, and also they have a little stand of makeup, which is where I go crazy. And from time to time they have really good items there. So when I was there the other day browsing the makeup aisle, I came across this brush set which looks like this, and this reminded me a lot of the Artis brushes. So this is called your makeup brush collection, and it comes with 3 brushes, so a medium one, a big one, and then a small one. If you're unfamiliar with Artis brushes, I will pop up a picture right here. But they're basically really expensive brushes, and everyone has been raving about those. I have been wanting to try out one of those brushes for such a long time, but they're so expensive. Like, I cannot do it. I can't spend that money on brushes. But when I saw this, I thought I would give it a try and see if these are any good. I can't really compare it to the Artis brushes because I personally don't have those. But these looked very similar, so I decided to give them a try. I forgot what the price was. Let's look it up. Alright, so I just looked it up, and the whole set retails for 2.95 euros, which comes down to €1 per brush, which is absolutely crazy. So of course I decided to pick it up and try it out, and I thought the perfect way to film this is do a little first impressions. So that's what I'm going to do for today's video. But before we go ahead and get on into the video, if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and let's just go. Alright, so starting off with foundation, I'm going to use the Ordinary High Coverage Foundation. And to apply this, I'm going to use the biggest brush. So this is the biggest one, then you have a medium brush, and then this is the smallest one. So I want to use this one to apply my foundation. Now I have to be completely honest, I haven't tried the actual Artis brushes, so this is the first time I'm using a brush like this, so I'm really curious. So I'm already wearing my foundation primer. I used my Too Faced Hangover RX, and I picked up a little bit of my foundation, so let's try it out. Okay, so I applied foundation on half of my face. Now I do have to say this blends it out very effortlessly. Like, this was really quick. The only thing is that I did use more product than I would normally do with my beauty blender. So I thought it would be the other way around and that I would need less product, but I actually needed more. However, it does look really good. Like, I'm not seeing any streaks. It applied my foundation really smooth and it doesn't look cakey, and that's usually the reason why I prefer my beauty blender over brushes, because oftentimes they leave some streaks behind, but this one doesn't at all. It looks very smooth and very airbrushed. I'm liking this. So now I'm going to apply foundation on the other half of my face as well. So far for foundation, I really like this brush because it is so dense and big. It applies my foundation like super quickly, and also there are no streaks. Like, this is crazy. I am liking this. Alright, so far so good, but I do want to try the other 2 brushes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some concealer, and I'm going to blend it out using the medium brush. I'm a little bit scared for this, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so when it comes to concealer, I do think I prefer my beauty blender. Although it did do a really great job of blending it out, I still prefer my beauty blender because it looks more natural if I use a beauty blender. Now, it looks a little bit cakey, not going to lie, but I always have that when I use a brush, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's because of this, but I just prefer my beauty blender. Also from Action, I picked up a highlighting stick, and this is the Max & More highlight stick in the shade, I don't know which shade this is. I think this is just like a universal shade, but this is what it looks like right here. So I'm going to try to blend this out using the medium brush as well. So I'm just going to apply it directly from the stick and hope it doesn't really rub out my foundation, which I think it did. And let's see what happens. It's very subtle. And it did rub away my foundation, which I'm not really a big fan of, so but this is blending it out really nicely. So I do think this is a great brush to blend out any like stick highlighters or liquid highlighters. I just wouldn't necessarily use it underneath my eyes, but for liquid or cream highlighters this does work really good. When it comes to the highlighter itself, so far I'm not the biggest fan, but maybe if I apply it like this and use my fingers that it would be better. It's not really noticeable, it's very subtle. Right, then I also want to test it out with a cream bronzer, so I'm going to apply some of my Nude Sticks Nudies All Over Face color in the shade Bondi Bay. And to blend this out, I'm going to use the big brush because I think this will be better. And then to blend out my nose, I want to use the smallest brush, which is really tiny. And I'm going to use this to blend out my nose contour and hope it works. Alright, so this one is way too small for my nose contour. I would use it with liquid bronzer and just apply it directly like this, but it does rub away my foundation a little bit. So I'm not really the biggest fan of the small one, and if I had to choose between the entire collection, I do think I would go for the biggest one, which is the best one in my opinion. Alright, so those are my first impressions on this brush set. Now if you ask me, it is totally worth the money, only just for this big brush. Like, I am absolutely obsessed with this one. The other two, I don't really care about them that much. I mean, the medium one is okay, but I don't really care about those. I already know I'm going to use the big one a lot. So if you ask me, €3 for this one is already totally worth it. So this set is definitely worth it. They do feel a little bit cheap. Like, I'm sure the Artis brushes feel more luxurious. So keep that in mind. But again, for €3, you can't really expect like super luxurious brushes. But for only €3, again, these are totally worth it. Like, they're really good. They're super dense, but not too dense. They're really soft. I haven't cleaned these yet, but I'm pretty sure it will be a pain in the ass to clean. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Artis dupes. Okay, and that wraps up today's video. Definitely let me know if you have an Action near you and if you love it as much as I do, because I freaking love that store. Yeah, again, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit that notification bell. Also, if you like this video, you can always give it a big thumbs up. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you, and I will see you all in the next one. Mwah.